Hey guys, so I used to be a horse gambler and I used to play the sports bet. And you have to realize that in horses, when you're gambling with horses, as when I was younger in life, my biological dad took me to the horses. Always, and I'll never take him from my life, I'm always giving in my life. That way, no matter what, when I came to actually invest in the horses, guess what? They have this theory where you have to put the exacta, and it's called the exacta. And what this is, say 13 horses are racing, between 3 horses to 25 horses, they may race in a race. There's a nice, let's say, theory going around in terms of gambling, and gambling is never nice, just so you realize that. In gambling, there's a actual exacta going on, where you actually pick a horse that comes first out of all the price ranges. So when you're gambling with the horses, you find all the price ranges on the actual sheet of paper, and then you have to pick the first horse that's going to come first. And then from all the horses, you have to arrive and you have to pick the one that's going to come second. And it has to be exact. You understand? It has to be that one that you pick to come first has to come first. It can never be the second one that you pick the second one to come into the race. And you never race, you never gamble. And in terms of just this teaching, I'll just teach you this, that the horse that you pick first to come first has to come first. And that's it. And the one that you pick second must come second. So you never win if the horse that you picked second comes first and the first one that you picked comes second. Do you understand? So what you need to realize is when you have 2 horses, when you're playing the exacta, what it really teaches you is you need to be correct in your theory that this horse will come second, and you have to be so correct that this other horse will come first, and that they will arrive first and second based on 13 horses and all the prices out there based on the horses, because the horses may have $15, $16, $2, $5, $25, $105 for the horse to come first. And you have to pick out all the numbers and pick out the first horse and the second horse to be exact. Has to be first and second. And then there's a quinella which says, hey, you can pick 2 horses to just arrive first and second. That's an easier, let's say, an easier gamble. But guess what? You never gamble. Never be a gambler. Just teaching you something about the odds in gambling. You understand? So now the odds in gambling is, there are, say, 25 horses. There's a favorite, and there's many different types of horses that are actually in different types of ranges in terms of price. In each race, remember that. So each race, imagine people who are just gambling. In each race, they're gambling each race. They're looking at all these odds and prices, and they're picking horses based on numbers. And now, based on the exacta theory, you have to realize I'm not a gambler. And the exacta theory is, you say you have to pick it. Once you pick it, guess what? You've already lost. Do you understand? You've already lost. Because 99% of the people who actually gamble in horses lose all the time. You understand? 99% of gamblers and all gamblers in life are losers. Anybody that even gambles is a loser. 100% of people who are gambling in a Melbourne Cup and who own horses are losers. Do you understand? They're all losing. I'm fearless. No matter what, you have to realize. Why? Because look at the odds that your horse out of 25 horses is going to come first, and the second horse you picked has to come second. Out of all the odds, what are the chances that no matter what you put $100,000 on those 2 horses to come first, would you do it? No. You never do it. Why? Because there's a risk involved. You understand? There's a risk. So why do you even do it in the first place? So there are people doing it right now. Why? Why would you put $1? You believe that you can afford $1? Guess what? You afford even more than that. But guess what? You never gamble your money away. Understand? Now, those people who believe that they can afford $1 to gamble it, that makes you a loser. Because no matter what, if you never put $1 million in a horse to come first, in any type of race, when there's 25 horses, or any type of horses, when there's a risk involved, would you do it? No, you never do it. Why? Because the odds are always against you. You understand? No matter what, horses are set up. Those people riding those jockeys and those jockeys riding those horses is all set up. In a sense, all set up. Now they're competing against each other in those Melbourne Cups around Australia and around the horses of Australia and in New Zealand and in London and around the world. They may have these big cups going on. That's between them, they're gambling. They're never losing the money. They're giving the jockey money to bring in the money that they win. In a sense, so say for example, they do stake the money. They stake in their own horses $100,000 to be in the race. And guys, they're already multi-millionaires. They're gambling on their horse. They're thoroughbred trainers. They train their horse, the actual trainers of their horses, to go and race those carnivals and to make money on them. They're making money off horses. They're so stupid. They're saying they're making money off horses. Why do you have to make money on horses in the first place? You understand? Why would you have to whip a horse to make money? I'm a vegan, you understand? So I'm always against racing. And as I was growing up, I grew up with a biological father who always took me from the age of 10 to the age of 13, was taking me every single day. And even when I was younger than that, from around 9 years old, 8 years old, to around 30 years old, I was in the TAB section of where all the poor people and middle class people are gambling. All the right-minded people and the wrong-minded people who are correct. So when you're picking exactors, guess what? When you're picking exactors, you may have placed a winner, you may have been exact on your win. But guess what? When you're exact on your win, you're exact on your numbers, you're dying. Guess what? When you're becoming richer in life, you never are exact about anything in life. Never be exact about anything. And that's why no matter what, you see them, they are saying for people to gamble on the exacta, that you have to be exact about the horse. You never be exact about anything. You understand? Because when you're exact about anything in life, including horses, what happens is you are right-minded about it. And you're also wrong-minded about it. Now, wrong-minded people play the horse's suit, because when you're right-minded, you're also wrong-minded. When you're never wrong-minded and never right-minded, you never gamble in the first place. You never take the risk. Why? Because gamblers are risk takers. When you'll never stake $10 million on a horse, when there's 25 horses out there, to gamble, just even when it's a favorite, would you do it? No. Why? Because guys, it's set up. It's set up. The odds are against you all the time. Look at all those numbers. You put all those numbers over here, all those numbers. You have to read all those numbers. And do you believe that you can win? Because if you believe that you can win over the gambling numbers, guess what? That means you're a gambler. You understand? Because guess what? You entered the TAB of Australia or the Sportsbet 365. It's the same thing with soccer, for example. They say you have to choose 3-0 result score. It has to be the correct score for you to win. Do you understand that once you place the money, and even when you win, you're correct now, you're correct about it. Big deal. How much did you win? 50 bucks. But guess what? You lost even more than 50 bucks. You understand? You may have won $1 million. You lost even more than that. Why? Because now you believe that you're correct about it. That you're correct about being a gambler. That's what they make you do. They make you do that with the horses, with the odds. You understand? And as, for example, with the horses, what happens is every 5 minutes there's a new race. Every 5 minutes there's a new race. So you may have just lost your money. You may have lost 100 bucks or more, whatever. You just lost your money. And now there's another race. You have to make up for it. You're already desperate for more money. So guess what? Now, because you lost one race, you're one down. And now you're more angry. Because guess what? You're never correct about getting the horse. You're never correct about getting the horse in the first place. Or you're never correct about getting the exact result of the soccer score. Or you never placed for Seattle in the basketball team of Miami to win against Las Vegas, Nevada Lakers, or whatever. You understand? To win in the odd numbers. And you're never correct about that. And you're getting angry now. And now you're going to go place more money to be correct. You understand what they're doing? And no matter what, never be a victim of it. You understand? So what gambling does is it makes you correct-minded. It makes you a person right-minded. It makes you a person of right-mindedness. It makes you a person of wrong-mindedness. So each time you do lose, the next horse race comes up, and you're saying, which one now? And you're really looking as this in terms of competition with the casino. You're saying you're fighting against the casino for money. You're gambling your money, you're risking it, you just lost. And you may have lost 10 in a row. Imagine you lose 10 in a row. You walk away bankrupt. Then what? Then what do you do? Then you go ask your woman or man for money. And what are they going to say? No. Why? Because they have none. Understand? In this example. Now, I always have money. I'm always a person who has money. Gamblers never have money. When they have no money, they're broke. Gambling will make you broke. Do you understand? When you're playing soccer, there's a term called half-half. Well, what's that? Half-time, you can place your team to be winning, another team to be losing. And then in the second half, you can place the other team to come back winning your team. You understand? And then guess what? Say your team or you're playing can lose in the first half, and then your money's gone. Or your team can be winning the first half and lose in the last second. They can be losing. You understand? So no matter what, who's your team in this spot? Well, first, your team, whoever you bet on. You understand? You never bet. In life, never bet. I never use the word bet. You understand? And this is why, because when you use the word bet, you become a better. You become a risker. You become a risk taker. Never be a risk taker in the first place. Never bet. Never risk your money. So when you say, for example, your team is Manchester United, you place your Manchester United team to win first half by 3-0 or whatever. They have to win the first half. The second half, Chelsea has to win in terms of results. They have to win Manchester United. And guess what? Manchester's winning. And your team, for example, in the second half, Manchester's winning. Your team won. Your team won. And then guess what? You're correct about it. You're correct about it in the first half. You won the first half. And then, for example, in the second half, Chelsea is drawing. And guess what? They score a goal. In the last second, Manchester United score a goal. And because you needed Chelsea to be 2-1 in the second half to win for you, it was 2-2. Why? Because you put Chelsea to win the second half. And because it was 2-2, it's a draw. In a sense, so guess what? You lost, even though you won the first half. Why? Because you're correcting. You're in a correct theory. You have to be correct. Understand? And what correcting is you being right or wrong about the results. You can never be right or wrong about the results. What you need to realize is you just need to grow your results. How you do it? You stay away from gambling. And that way, you'll never teach yourself to be correct, wrong, or right. You understand? So, also in sport, you can pick multis, which is 5-6 teams in a row, and they're all different odds. So you're still going against the odds. You're still going against different players. So you may be going against Barcelona, where Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are, for example, in this case, or such good players as that, to realize no matter what, say you do win it, you may win a big amount because you beat these two players. You understand? So you're fighting against the odds. No matter what, you're fighting against the players, you're fighting against the horses, and you're fighting against the odds as well. So you're fighting against the money, the horses, the jockeys, the everything when you're betting money. And then you never bet money. Realize this: when you're placing anything in poker, imagine you're in the flop and you make a raise. You make a raise, you never raise anything. What you raise is just your mindset and knowledge. Now realize, no matter what, in poker, they say, oh, I got on the turn. What do you really get on the turn? Now no matter what, they fix bets. You understand? They fix bets and they say they make the best decision in gambling in terms of it came in the mirror and then they make the most correct play. There's no such thing as a correct play in poker. Understand? It's a game of luck. Poker is a game of luck. It's never a game of skill. There's no game of skill in terms of gambling. Poker and gambling and the horses and everything, you may get the win, but you become correct. You have also lost because you just sat at the poker table. It makes you a gambler. It makes you a broke person. No matter how much you believe that it's a skill game, you are a poor person and a middle class person who will never have more money because you're a gambler. And saying you never gamble in the first place. No matter how much you've won, no matter how much success you've had in life. Understand? I was a poker player. I was a person who was betting on the Bet365, and I'm never a gambler anymore. Understand? So I'm saying never gamble, never bet the horses, never bet anything in life, never risk, never stake anything, never risk your money. You understand? The first rule, as Warren Buffett says, and Grant Cardone, is they say, well, Warren Buffett said it. He says the number one rule of never losing money is never lose money. The second rule is never lose your money. So stick to the first rule, never lose your money. So when you're speaking in life about life, in terms of let's get richer, never lose money means the long term. Over the next 73 years, never lose money. Never lose money. Now, gambling over the next 73 years, are you able to make a lot of money there? No. Over the long term, no. It's too much headache for you to make money there. You understand? You'll never make money in gambling over the long term. You may make it in the short term. People, guess what they do? They pick the correct machine in pokies. They pick the correct machine. Why? They've already become correct-minded. You understand? When you're correct-minded, you're poor and you're middle class. You understand? You're poor and middle class when you're playing poker. You're poor and middle class when you're gambling inside the horses. You're poor and middle class. You're also poor and middle class when you're betting and gambling, any form of gambling machines out there and sports overall. You understand? Because guys, no matter what, those games, in terms of which number it will be, once it lands in your number, you are correct about it. You are correct once again. When you tap the blackjack table, say, give me a card, you understand? Guess what? When you say that, guess what? You can never say that inside the blackjack table in the first place. But say you do say it, the card comes, and guess what? You hit blackjack. You're correct about it. Again, you're correct about it. You won money. You won money for being correct. You never win money for being correct. You never do that in the first place. Why? Because when you become correct, you never make more money. You can never be correct on your numbers. You understand? Your numbers have to be something of intrinsic value, which is an estimation. So you can never gamble. There is no such thing as gambling and let's get rich. Gambling is a get rich quick. So gambling, I'm better than who I am. Gambling is a get rich quick scheme. You understand? So when you're gambling, you have to realize what's happening in life. Gambling is going to make it correct. And correct mentality will never make it bigger. A correct mentality is always dying. A correct mentality is a fixed mindset. I'm a person who's always growing. I'm always growing. I'm always staying away from the machines. I'm always staying away from the casino. What's at the casino to see? The architecture only. Nobody else. When you walk into the casino anywhere you go in life, be honest with yourself when you look. You'll see gamblers around yourself, and you'll see alcohol drinkers and drug addicts in the casino. That's all you see. You say, oh, but the millionaires afford. Guess what? I'm better than Bar. I can afford anything in my life. You say that the millionaires over there because it's a casino. No. The millionaires already gone somewhere else. Whoever's there is the 9-to-5 workers, gamblers, and people who are drug addicts, and bands who are trying to be something big. Understand? So no matter what, you have to realize that I'm a person who's never trying. I'm a person who's never trying. But you'll see bands in casinos who are really going for it in terms of status, in terms of what they do. And I've got nothing against those people. Those people are fishing for a better way of life. And you fish for a better way of life. Never fish for money in a gambling way. Because guys, no matter what you're doing, you never bet money You never risk the money that you have. Never risk anything in life. Never risk your health. Never risk a decision. You understand? Never risk it. Never risk your life, your eyes, your mouth, or anything. Never risk going somewhere when you may go broke. Never risk going somewhere when you have less time. Never risk anything. Never risk being with drug addicts. Never be a risk taker. They say be a risk taker, you'll be an entrepreneur. That's bullshit. You understand? Never be a risk taker in anything. You'll see many quotes going out there saying doubt yourself and doubt everything. Never doubt yourself. Never doubt everybody. Never doubt anybody. Lift yourself and everybody up. You understand? When you can do something, everybody else can do it. Realize no matter what, those people who say in quotes, for example, I seen a quote with Jeff Bezos, he took a risk and he became. And you never take risks, bro. You never take risks. You understand? You people must never take risks. Because Jeff Bezos never took a risk. If he took that risk, he'll never be where he is today. I promise you. You never take risks. Because a person who is financially free, even more so, never takes risks. Never lose your money, as Warren Buffett says. And that way you never take a risk. Guys, no matter what, you can see that the horses are a big scam. Why? Because of the odds. For example, you see the soccer, you may have different results for different teams. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, with different odds. Draw, 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 draw. And this, you have to pick the results. You have to be correct in the result. And for example, people are making multis. They're saying even making them in terms of horses. They're making, for example, horse in 2 races. In each horse race, there's maybe 10 races. And they have to get the first race right. They have to get the second race right. And you never get anything right. Do you understand? You never get anything right. You never be correct about anything. To be correct is to be right or wrong. Do you understand? So to get the first horse in the first to get the first horse in the first race exactly, and to get the second horse exactly, and the fourth horse and the third horse, they make that also, where you can get 4 horses in a row and make this big prize money. You understand? And you can stake anything. Never do it. Never even go to a bookkeeper. Never go and watch the horses in the first place. Why? Because guys, you realize that when they're whooping horses to make money, you understand how stupid that is? You're making horses win you money. Go rely on yourself for an occasion. You understand? Why do you have to do it over horses? It's people such as people who are going around the Melbourne Cups who are training their thoroughbreds to make money are stupid people. You understand? Now, no matter what, you can see what's going on around the world. People who are training the horses are stupid people because they're training horses to win money. You need to train your mindset to make money. Train yourself to make money. Never train the horse in the first place. Your horse can die at any moment. You can die at any moment. And that never means that you never train yourself to become better. Never rely on non-human animals to make you money. It's the same as now training your turtle. Go train your turtle to make money too. Go put turtles in a race. Never do that, please. Never do that, please. Understand? It's just stupid to make animals or any kind in terms of non-human animals win you over in terms of money. Understand? So no matter what, realize this. I'm a vegan. I totally appreciate all beings in the world that help me grow. Realize no matter what, non-human animals must never ever make you money. Non-human animals must be in their own habitat, eating and relaxing, never racing for you, never doing anything for you because you make them, because you can. Why are you taking exerting control over them? What will the horse do to you? You understand? If you're a person who has a horse, guess what? You can ride it. Just make sure that you never hurt it in any type of way. Just saying. You never race it. You never race greyhounds to make you money. It's stupid. It's for poor people. It's for middle class people. Now also, you realize that there are all these type of multis that people can play in all different types of settings. Results, half-half. They can put, for example, just place the win on Juventus. Guys, never gamble. I'm not a gambler. Just realize, no matter what, you can do all these type of stuff with gambling. and guess what? You just never do it. You never do gambling. You understand? Otherwise, you will be correct-minded, and you will be a person who loses control. You will be a person who's broke, and guess what? No woman or man will ever be near you, because guess what? You just lost all your money, and you are a low life. You understand? So guys, no matter what, see you guys in the next video.